All right. Sorry for the glare on my glasses. I couldn't get it out. Kind of like a stain on my favorite shirt. Anyway, give it a couple seconds to boot up here. See if anybody gets on. That's that. Try to follow the comments. Nobody's watching yet. Couple more seconds. All right, well, here we go. You can watch it another time. Damn. Okay, I got a couple viewers. That's good enough. Let's get going. All right, so it's only me today. Alex is on a trip. She had a really good deal and she couldn't pass it up. So that's why you only have me. All right, so starting out, next upcoming events this weekend is the Junior National Qualifier. It's our last year for the juniors, so it's a bit bittersweet. Well, actually, it's mostly bitter because Alex loved running the juniors. It's like really unfortunate that they are not coming back, but what can you do? It's was a decision made by the APA that is out of our control. Hello, Bill. How are you? So, our dumb joke of the week is why couldn't the passengers play cards? Since Alex is off on a cruise, I figured I would do a cruising joke. The reason the passengers couldn't play cards on the deck is the reason the passengers on the boat couldn't play cards is because the captain was standing on the deck. I think that's probably the dumbest joke I've ever posted, and I've posted some dumb jokes. But at any rate, it's okay. There's only a couple of us. Feel free to comment if you like. Today's birthdays are Chris Bear, Jesse Dixon, Rolando Moraro, and Cheryl Martin. Happy birthday to all of yous. I'm sure I'll be calling yous later. Okay, for our general news. Let me get it teed up here. Last weekend we ran our Jack and Jill, got our final done. Seemed to go very well with the qualifiers. But that thing is loud. I hope can you hear the printer? Just curious. We ran our qualifiers, and then this weekend was the finals. And the first place team was Lily Phillips and Matt Stroh. They're going to Vegas with their airfare and their hotel. And Alex will be sending them out with all that stuff. Also going out there will be Denise Bubbenware and John Nickerson. They got second place, but we don't have enough slots for two teams, so they will be playing mini manias and things like that. Matt and Lily will be playing in the Jack and Jill. A couple years ago, I think the 8-ball doubles or the Jack and Jill national champions were from River Valley. So summer session is underway. This is always a challenging time. Teams come and they go. They don't tell us. We tell people all the time, but it's inevitable that somebody will show up and they'll be like, I don't have a team. And then we'll be like, yo, why aren't you your match? We're like, oh, we're not playing. You mean we didn't tell you? Oh, geez, I forgot. So then some poor team is out there sitting waiting to play and they have no opponent. So that's usually the problem with that. Plus, things get rearranged. We're fighting with a division that just won't cooperate with each other. All kind of reasons why spring session is, or why session start is a bit messy. The good news is we're right at the window to send 2 teams to Vegas. If we get a few more teams in 8-ball and 9-ball next year, we can send another team to Vegas. If we go backwards and lose any from one we have, then we will not be able to. We are right at that. We're right at that edge point. So to send teams to Vegas. I talked a little bit about the only real problem with that is airfare. Hopefully it will be okay. We have to wait and see what the airfare was for this year's World Championship. We've not raised the dues in several years and have no plans to do so either, as long as we can afford to send teams to Vegas. All this stuff went up over the years and we have not. And we are quite proud of that. We are trying to keep our price down as best as we can. And the only thing that will screw us is the airfares. I mean, our growth has been what has kept the price down. So that's why we haven't gone up. Please remember there are 3 of us in the league office. If you really want something done, either call or text 610-628-2814. If you're feeling frisky and you want to take your chances and it may or may not get done, text it over to me. A lot of times I look at my phone, oh look, I got a text, and then I get another one, then I get another one, then I get another one. About 4 texts ago, somebody was like, oh, can you please make me captain and take this one team off of there, because I almost punched him in, my teammate off, because I almost punched him in the face. And then the next thing you know, the teammate shows up again, and they're like, well, I sent a message to get the teammate taken off, and it's like, you didn't send it in on a Google form, you didn't send it into email, and you didn't call or text the league office, you sent it to Walter. Well, there's a good chance that if you send it to me, it won't get done. It's just the way it is. My job is sales and tournaments. I answer rules questions. When Max gets stumped on a rules question, he will call me. I do the scheduling, things like that. Alex does like the administration work. When players act up, she is the one who decides what they get disciplined, deals with the division reps. Things like that. And then Max is like all your general questions, and he sees your score sheets. Like I'll see a player and they'll be like, yeah, I'm sure you saw in the score sheet that I beat that 5. It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't see the score sheets. Max sees the score sheets, for example. Man, there's no viewers this week. Nobody's commenting. This is going to be a short meeting. The bylaws have not been updated to the website yet. I do not know why. I messaged the APA today, and they said they will be uploaded soon. And the only change, we cleaned up the recycling, so it makes a little bit more sense. We didn't change any of the rules. We just reworded a little bit of it. And we also added in under equipment that both teams must agree to whatever equipment is put out on the table. So if you're putting marble balls out or measle balls, just as it pisses your opponent off and you're trying to gain an advantage, it's not going to be able to stay out if they don't agree with it. Then you have to go back to the house equipment. If you want to put out nice balls, I suggest get a set of Aramis balls and a nice plain red dot cue ball. And I'm pretty sure nobody is going to complain about that, and you will have good quality equipment to play with. However, if you insist on putting out a black measle ball and the opponent doesn't want to, and you don't have anything else, well, then the elephant ball goes back out on the table that nobody can get any English with, and then that's the way it is. I heard a rumor that you can no longer play 2 7s in the same match. Is that true? Jaden, that is not true. That's a new rumor for me too. Our equipment reminder, our rule reminder is that the APA, that the balls get all, that when an accidentally moved ball gets moved back every time. I just realized in the newsletter I have a typo. I'm sorry about that. You're probably not used to seeing me have typos in the newsletter, so just live with it. If you bump a ball, it must go back, and it has to go back to where it was, not to where you think it should go, but back to where it was. Every other league in the planet, not every other league, but most leagues that are ball in hand and cue ball foul only, it's the opponent's choice to move the ball back or not. In APA, the ball must go back. Our quote for the day is believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more things than you can imagine. So I was thinking there's a couple sevens that we know or 7 9s. I'm not picking on you guys, but like there's certain 7 9s. If you ask them who the best player in the building is, they will tell you it's them. They may not be the best player in the building, but they sure think they are, and that's how they get to be sevens. They don't get to be a seven by not thinking they're a seven. If you like I heard yesterday, well, if I'm no five, blah 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 blah. Well, if you don't think you're a five, then you're not a five. I mean, you have the skill level of a five, so that's why you are a five. But until you get the mentality that you own it, you are going to struggle. Remember, part of being good is saying you're good. Our etiquette: don't assume your opponent is a cheater. There was an incident yesterday where the opponent thought that the shooter fouled. The shooter was 100% in their mind that they did not foul. I can tell you from watching tournaments, people foul constantly, and the most biggest foul actually is double hit fouls where they push through the cue ball. But people do that constantly. They foul all the time, and the opponent or the player doesn't catch it because neither one of them saw the foul. So if you accuse your opponent of fouling and your opponent is 100% sure in their mind that they did not foul, there's nothing you can do about it. The hit was not watched. They believe it was a good hit. It's a good hit. There's nothing. Just move on. The worst thing you can do is be pissed off because your opponent, oh, well, he hit the cue ball 2 times, or he didn't do this, or a ball that didn't hit a rail, and I know a ball didn't hit a rail. I saw the ball not hit a rail, and yet the opponent is like, yep, I made the ball. That was a good shot. I'm going on to the next shot. The person that is going to get screwed is you. Because the opponent's not pissed off because they think they had a good hit. And I can tell you that happens periodically where the opponent thinks they had a good hit and it was a foul. All you can do is be like, yeah, whatever, and move on. I play tennis and pickleball, and I see it all the time with line calls. See, I make a beautiful shot up the line, lands inside the line, and the opponent is like, out. It's like, nothing you can do about it. The opponent thought it was out, so it's out. All you're going to do is work yourself up. So next time you see a foul and the opponent says it's not a foul, just assume they thought it was not a foul and move on. There has been a couple peckerheads in the league that have been cheaters that way, but for the percentage is super duper small of it. Jaden, I also heard in the future that 8s and 9s and 9 ball will count as 7s for the 23 rule. That I have not heard that one, and I have requested that of the APA forever, and I really wish that were the case. I bring that up all the time. In fact, there is the APA convention is coming up, and it happens before singles regional. And I put the question in last year, and I put it in this year again at the open forum where we get to ask for whatever we want. And I requested that 8s and 9s be counted as 7s for the 23 rule. I've been asking for that for years. So it is not a rule. I ask for it all the time, and I can't get anywhere with it. I asked for 2 things this year. I asked for the 8s and 9s to be counted as 7s, and I asked for shot clock. But they're not going to happen. I'm pretty sure of it. But I keep asking, just like you guys do. So Mikey Steinmetz in our player news passed away this week. Please keep his family in your prayers and thoughts. He hasn't played for us for a couple years, but he played for us for quite a while, and he was a really fun dude. So we are really sorry to see him pass away. That's really all I got. I don't have a long meeting today. I blew right through it because Alex is not here. I'll give it like another minute before I sign off. See if there's any questions. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fake news. Jaden, I'm just gonna go off. If you have any other questions, call me or text me. Remember what I said in the newsletter, though, in the beginning. If you have something important that you need done, don't text me. Most of the time, I'm out with players. I'm out doing something, and then I look at my phone. I'm like beep 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 beep, and I go right through. And then it's like 3 days later, they're like, "Well, you didn't make me you didn't take such and such a player off my team. It's like, oh yeah, that text 15 texts ago that I completely blew off. If you send it in a Google form, it goes on a spreadsheet, and then we cross it out when it gets done. That is definitely the best way to do it. In the meantime, wish our juniors this weekend good luck. This will be our last juniors, and we will be having an event, and 3 of them will qualify for the junior nationals for our last one. So if that's all I got for the day, and that's it. All right, everyone, be